I want to live here the rest of my life. You're not going to be able to make me leave. Yeah, they have a Topgolf or something. It's probably not a Topgolf. So I'm just going to walk until I find my guest house slash jazz cafe. It's called Jara Island Guest House. Staying there for exactly one night, no more. Look how pretty these flowers are. Holy shit. Gorgeous. Like the mountains are all like this beautiful, like autumn color. Oh, it's gorgeous out here. Some ladies doing some work on their fields. I arrived at my hostel shortly after, and mysteriously, nobody was there. Like, literally, just straight up nobody was there except like 2 cats. He said, hell no. Okay. At least that's what I thought until after about just like 10 minutes of walking around talking to myself like an insane person. A guy just kind of came out. I said, 안녕하세요. I was like, hello. He stared at me for about 10 seconds and then just left with absolutely no explanation. Also this.
12 years ago, a 9-tailed fox suddenly appeared. If you believe it.
Naruto, Naruto, believe it,
So eventually the hostel owner did show up and I was like, all right, I'm going to take a bike to Namiseom. And he was like, no, you're not. It's way too late. We're going to go to Jara. And so he drove me to Jara, and it turns out that he's actually like the head gardener, what do you call it? Horticulturist, ornithologist. I don't know. One of those things. He does the gardens on Jara Island, and it's super beautiful. And he actually was able to drive me all the way to the end because he's in charge over there. So that was kind of cool. Some Ektar 100. It's only 100 ISO, so it's not going to be very fast. We're gonna have to shoot it low shutter speeds, etc. I may actually replace that camera, the XT4, with this. I may need the stability to shoot whenever the sun goes down in a few moments. But besides that, I'm looking forward because I've always loved Ektar. I shot it on my Minolta Autocord in Barcelona. Just absolutely stunning looking shots. Cinestill. So out of practice on actually loading this camera. I tried to load Metropolis on film, and I tried to load Metropolis on film, not film, and let's just say I was in a very crowded street in Seoul, and I failed miserably. It was very embarrassing. I'm sure everybody thought, what an idiot. But alas, I think it was because of the film. It was the film's fault. I'm perfect. I could never do anything wrong. I just saw somebody bungee jumping in the distance. That shit looks terrifying. I will not be doing that. But you know what else is terrifying? This. Look at this. You know how this camera is like my entire life, and it's hanging by this. I mean, I think this has a few more weeks left in it, but Jesus Christ. Is it even worth risking it? I mean, I don't even think so. I think next time I go to a film store or whatever, I'm gonna buy a new camera strap. If I dropped this camera because of this, it would be like the clunk heard around the world. I would be made fun of for generations. I think my children would be hearing about that, and probably their children and the children after that. So I'm not gonna subject myself to that kind of torture, and I'm gonna go buy a new camera strap. Which is tragic, because I bought this at the Leica store in Madrid, I think. And that shit was, this is an expensive ass camera strap, and I've only had it for like 2 years, so. I have toys from my childhood that have lasted 10 times longer than that. Leica, do better. had a great time on Jara Island, but unfortunately my hostel's boss dropped me off without my jacket, so the walk back was a touch chilly. At a local restaurant I had some cold noodles, which was a bit sad because it didn't really suit the weather, but to balance it out I got some cake. After my short stretch as a food vlogger, I attempted to take advantage of my exhaustion and go to sleep early. But in classic style, I slept 1 hour, woke up, and couldn't go to sleep again. A past midnight photo walk was in order. Okay, so imagine my surprise. 3 a.m. Hostel. I roll out of bed, have to use the restroom, so I come in here, I do my business. I'm like, oh, hot water. Sounds like it would feel really good on a cold day such as this one. I was prepared. I was literally prepared for it this time, and it's still scared that for a little bit. After a long night, I woke up around 10 or 11, packed, and made my way out to the island. From Gapyeong to the dock that takes you to Namiseom was probably a 30 to 45 minute walk. I decided to take a taxi because it's surprisingly cheap here in Korea, and this ride was probably about $5. I took a short coffee break, and then hopped in line. Did I mention that Namiseom brands itself as a micronation, which is why the line I'm standing in is called the immigration line. Bring your passport when you come, and you can probably get a pretty cool stamp or sticker showing that you visited, which could make an interesting conversation piece. This line was super long, stretching all the way maybe a football field's length across the parking lot, but it moved at a pretty brisk pace. In about 20 minutes or so, I was making my way onto the ferry. actually, let me show you the cameras that I brought. So I picked this up a couple of days ago. This is the Lomography Action Sampler. This is like the newer version. And it's got these 4 different lenses, and then it's got, you press the shutter, and it's got like a little circle thing inside it, and it spins, and it like triggers each shutter like every 0.25 seconds. So it captures like 1 second overall, and then the shutter speed is 1/100, and the aperture is about f8. But obviously, like with this kind of camera, you never really know what you're gonna get, so you just kind of have to give it up plenty of light and, you know, just have fun with it. It's not really meant to be a super picky camera, or a camera for super picky photographers, I mean. And then on my Leica M6, which right now I'm using the lovely Summicron 35mm. I am shooting Ektar 100, which is going to be beautiful, I am sure. And I also brought, in addition to the Ektar 100, some Fuji Velvia 50. Did this thing go out of stock? Like, did they not make this anymore? Because this was expensive. This was like more than $20 for this one roll of film. I bought it because I don't think I've ever shot Velvia, so I figured I'd give it a shot and maybe it'll look pretty. But we've got plenty of shots of Ektar left, so I don't even know if I'm gonna get that far today, but we shall see. And even if we do get that far, it's only 50 ISO on the Velvia, which may be a little bit challenging to shoot with. If I duck down, maybe you can see. It's like a gigantic, like, Attack on Titan looking ass, like, statue right behind me. Oh yeah, and in the Action Sampler, I am shooting Kodak Gold. Probably not the wisest of decisions. It's only 200 ISO and an f1, 1/100 f8. I think past about like 4 or 5 p.m. it's going to be a little bit difficult, and even in the shade, I'm a little bit concerned, but hopefully the photos will turn out okay. So this island is both bigger and smaller than I thought. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's small in the sense that if you were just walking full speed across the island, you could probably make it across in like 20 minutes, maybe. But the thing is, the island is so dense. There's so much different. There's so many different things to do here that like it took me like an hour just because I was like stopping and looking and taking photos, you know, just enjoying the weather. So if you enjoy this type of place, then you're going to love it here, and you're probably going to want to like stay the night here. If you're not a nature enjoyer, then don't even come here. Go lick the subway grates in New York or something, I don't know. They have double, like the 2-person bikes. I'm sure you see them riding past. I want to ride one of those so bad. Will they let me get one if it's just me? Maybe I can get on one and like ride around the island and be like have like a sign that says single bachelor 21 Leica M6 owner, etc. Yo, we gotta get on Nami Island Tinder. I bet it's going crazy. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go and take some more photos, and you'll see that now. Nami Island gets its name from a general during the Joseon dynasty who, known as a brave warrior, was accused of treason and executed under the order of the then emperor at the age of 28. Long after his death, records were found that proved his innocence, so this island, which is said to be in the area which he was buried, was given his name. It's a beautiful place, so it has been chosen as a recording location for many K-dramas, in particular one named Winter Sonata, which was released in the early 2000s. Despite its relative age, there are many cafes and other shops that still carry that name on and around Nami Island. And as I come to the end of editing this video, I began to wonder if there was anything else interesting about this place. And it turns out that this land was not always an island. The construction of Chongpyeong Dam in 1944 and the resulting rising waters caused Nami Island to become, an island. And would you know it, this dam is the same one that I recorded and used in this video's intro. And with that, we've come full circle. I swear to God I'm not going to beg you to subscribe. I'm going to force you. This is a stick up. Take the likes and subscribes out of your pockets right now and get down on the ground. If you don't want to get hurt, I need you to scroll down and
Smash
click that red subscribe button. I know you know me from these YouTube videos, but I'm actually a full-time college student, and it's actually kind of a lot to do all of the travel, editing, shooting, etc. on my own, so I'd really appreciate it if you did support the channel in some way. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, have a great day, weekend, whatever, be well, and see you next time. Peace.